President.
Senator from Wisconsin.
Mr. President, I rise today to urge my colleagues to pass Senate Bill 759, the Inspector General Empowerment Act of 2015. I really want to thank Senator McCaskill for her hard work on this and her support, Senator Grassley for his many years as being a real champion of this cause, as well as the other bipartisan co-sponsors of this legislation and their staff for the work they've done in this very important issue. In 1978, Congress created a crucial oversight partner for all of us, the Inspectors General. They are independent watchdogs embedded in each agency, accountable only to Congress and the American people. That's crucial. They are the American people's eyes and ears, and they are our best partner in rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse. As an example, in fiscal year 2014 alone, Inspectors General identified $45 billion in potential savings to the taxpayer. So what this bill aims to do is to reduce waste, fraud, and abuse by increasing accountability and ensuring transparency. The bill exempts inspectors generals from time-consuming and independence-threatening requirements such as the computer matching and paperwork reduction statutes. It allows inspectors generals to compel the testimony of former agency employees or federal contractors and grant recipients in some administrative misconduct, or civil fraud cases. Too often we lose crucial information or have to end an investigation because the bad actor either leaves federal employment or is a contractor or grantee, and under current law cannot be subpoenaed. For example, the State Department Inspector General oversees the $10.5 billion the agency obligates in grants every year, yet cannot compel testimony of the grant recipients even in the event of suspected fraud or misconduct. He can only require current agency employees to speak to his team, which can result in an incomplete or one-sided investigation. If we care about oversight and accountability, inspectors generals must be able to compel relevant testimony. In addition to these authorities, the bill requires inspectors generals to publish reports within 3 days to ensure transparency and accountability. Now, Mr. President, I want to spend a little bit of time on the transparency aspect of this. Like many places around the country, we have seen some real problems with the VA healthcare system. There was a scandal in a Tomah facility in Tomah, Wisconsin. The result of that tragedy was that people died. And I will never forget a call that I made to the surviving daughter of Mr. Thomas Baer, a veteran who went to the Tomah facility seeking care with stroke-like symptoms. Thomas Baer sat in the waiting room for 2 or 3 hours, suffered a couple strokes, and died. Now, when I talked to his daughter, his surviving daughter, Candace Baer, I'll never forget the fact that she told me, said, "Senator, had I only known there were problems with the Tomah VA healthcare facility, I never would have taken my father there, and my father would be alive today." That's how important transparency and accountability is. That's what this bill restores to the inspectors general. Finally, the bill reiterates that inspectors general should have access to all agency documents necessary to do their job unless Congress expressly denies that access by statute. The bill not only maintains current authorities for certain agency heads to keep inspector general work if it is necessary to preserve the country's national security interests, it actually enhances those authorities. In sum, this is a bipartisan, common sense cause. We all want inspectors generals to be able to do their jobs well. That's why this bill was unanimously approved by my committee, the Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs. And it is why it has 14 bipartisan co-sponsors representing committees of the Judiciary, Appropriations, Armed Services, Energy and Natural Resources, and the Senate Intelligence Committee. Even retired Senator John Glenn has asked my committee to take action to ensure inspectors generals have access to documents. In the letter he wrote to my committee and the House Oversight Committee, Senator Glenn says the success of the IG Act is rooted in the principles on which the Act is grounded: independence, direct reporting to Congress, dedicated staff and resources, unrestricted access to agency records, subpoena power, special protections for agency employees who cooperate with the IG, and the ability to refer criminal matters to the Department of Justice without clearing such referrals through the agency. This is the heart of what the Inspector General Act asked for. This is what this bill restores. I cannot imagine anything controversial about wanting inspectors generals to have access to the people and the documents they need to do their jobs. Americans deserve an accountable, transparent, and effective government. And this is one tangible thing that we can do to help achieve that common goal. So, Mr. President, I urge my colleagues to pass Senate Bill 759 today. I also ask unanimous consent that an excellent article that appeared in the New York Times, as well as the letter we received from Senator John Glenn, be submitted for the record.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.